We spend a lot of time on this channel working on ankle mobility, and it's really important. You are not going to be able to get down into a squat without being able to get your knee forward over your toes. Also, the more ankle mobility you have, the less likely you are to get injured in a variety of ways. Being able to get that knee forward over your toe will protect you not only from knee injuries, but also twisting an ankle. Having not enough dorsiflexion range of motion is a key risk factor for ankle sprains. So while smashing with the foam roller and the lacrosse ball, wrapping it with the voodoo band, doing stretches, those are all great for improving range of motion. What we want to do is really develop your ability to move through a full range of motion. And that's what the 2 calf raises we're going to show you in just a second are great for. There are 2 major muscles that we call the calves. There's the soleus, which is a deeper muscle that only crosses the ankle joint, and there's the gastrocnemius, this bigger 2-headed calf muscle that crosses both the knee and the ankle. So to train both of them, we have 2 calf raises. Number 1, for the gastroc, I want to have my knees extended. That allows me to put most of my load through that muscle that crosses both joints. To train the soleus, I'm going to have my knees bent. So that's why we'll do 2 different versions of this. The reason we do this, rather than just standing up here, but leaning forward in this stretched position, is that you can see my ankle is in dorsiflexion when I'm in this position. It's at a sharper angle than it is when I'm standing. And doing a calf raise in this position allows me to load through a bigger range of motion. So I'm doing the gastroc calf raise here, and I want to have my feet hip width apart. I want to come all the way up, and I want to come all the way down. And at the bottom of every rep, I'm using my tibialis anterior, my shin muscle, to actively pull my heels down towards the ground. For the soleus, it's a little bit of a funky position because I have to have both knees bent, but I want to keep my hips extended and all of my weight in front of my ankle joint so that I can get as much load as possible. It's the same idea as the gastroc calf raise, where I lift all the way up and pull my heels down to the floor each rep. But I want to focus on getting my knee forward while keeping my hips extended and lifting my body up and down. It's kind of easy to do a movement that's not actually loaded in this position, so you have to focus really on getting your knees forward, coming all the way up and all the way down. One thing that's important for both types of calf raise is that as I come up, I want to make sure my ankles are moving in line between my knees and my toes, so everything is in a straight line. The tendency that a lot of people have is to dump out to the outside as a way of avoiding actually using your main calf muscles and using deeper muscles like tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, flexor hallucis longus, and so forth. We want to make sure that your heels are coming straight up. With the knees bent, it's the exact same thing, making sure the ankles stay in line and don't dump out to the outside, or even the less common, coming inward, straight up. Once I'm strong with 2 feet coming all the way up and all the way down, and I've got a good range of motion, getting my feet far enough away from the wall that I'm feeling a really good stretch at the bottom, then I can back up the range of motion and switch to one leg. And it's the same thing. Closer to the wall is easier, farther from the wall is harder. And I can progress and develop strength through one leg at a time. It's the same thing with the bent knee, being able to get even more load and even more range of motion when you're using one leg. So there it is. Get stronger and more flexible at the same time. You can't afford not to. 2 types of calf raises for 2 calf muscles. Put them into your program. Leave a comment. Let me know how it goes. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.